Sometimes the most powerful transformations begin with a simple question. Throughout this past month, we've journeyed together through my signature heart framework: healing, embodying, awakening, reconnecting, and transforming. Each step is a thread, and when you weave them together, you unlock something far deeper than just self improvement. You unlock your heart. I've put all the videos in my playlist, Transformation Through Heart, and I've also noted in the description of each video which aspect of the heart framework the video falls under. You can really consider these videos as a mini masterclass and rewatch at any time. And in today's video, I want to have a different kind of conversation with you. Instead of leading you through a theme, I want to answer some questions that so many people hold quietly inside. Some of these questions are from my coaching clients, some are from my own network. Maybe you've whispered these questions in your own mind. Maybe they've been lingering, unspoken in your heart. So let's bring them into the light today. One of the most common questions I hear is this: I'm guarded. So what? My life is perfectly fine. Or I'm guarded. It's just the way it is. And maybe you can relate to that. You have a stable career, a decent circle of friends, one or several healthy hobbies, etc. Life seems good. You've learned to function without expecting too much. You're not necessarily unhappy, but here's what I want you to gently consider. Is fine the same as fully alive? Guarding your heart doesn't always feel like a cage. In fact, it often feels like safety. But safety, when built on fear, slowly becomes confinement. It keeps out the pain, yes, but it also keeps out the kind of deep love, connection, and meaning that nourishes your soul. I'm not here to say you should tear down your walls all at once. That would be cruel. Those walls were built for a reason. They once kept you safe. But what if now, in this chapter of your life, they've done their job and they're ready to come down, piece by piece? The heart framework was never about forcing your heart open. It's about remembering that openness is your natural state, that guardedness was a response, not your essence. Don't get me wrong, if you're truly perfectly fine with being guarded, and that this question never comes across your mind, you're totally fine with how you are. But if you ever ask, I'm guarded, so what? What I hear is, I've learned to survive. Survival is sacred. But this series and this path is about more than survival. It's about allowing yourself to thrive, to feel fully, to love, and to be loved, not from a place of need, but from a place of overflow. Another question I often hear is, I've had everything in life: career, family, stability, and I want to fully enjoy it. But I always feel like I'm not truly living. What can I do? Now, this one touches me deeply because it's the quiet ache of so many people who've built a successful and beautiful life on the outside, but inside, there's a subtle numbness. And that numbness isn't because you aren't grateful, it's often because somewhere along the way, you disconnected from your own heart. You learn how to build, how to achieve, how to provide, but no one ever taught you how to receive, to savor, to feel. So, what can you do? You start by softening into your moments. Instead of rushing through your mornings, notice the warmth of your cup, the softness of your breath, When someone offers you kindness, don't brush it off. Let it land. When life gives you beauty, even in the smallest of ways, pause long enough to let it register. Joy isn't something you chase, it's something you allow. And here's the deeper truth: fully living isn't about doing more, it's about being more present, more open, more willing to feel, even if what you feel isn't always comfortable. Sometimes the doorway to deeper aliveness is through the very emotions you've learned to sidestep. Here's another question that often arises: what if I open my heart and get hurt again? This is one of the most tender fears we carry, and probably the very reason why so many of us kept our hearts locked up. Because to open your heart is to make peace with risk, not because pain is inevitable, but because love is alive. It moves, it changes, and sometimes it leaves. But the alternative, living with a locked heart, isn't safety, it's slow erosion. It's keeping yourself from the very experiences that remind you who you are. The heart framework teaches us that the strength of an open heart doesn't lie in never being hurt. It lies in knowing you can meet whatever comes with grace, with resilience, with self trust. Hurt may visit, but it doesn't have to stay. And every time you open again, you don't start from zero. You start wiser, clearer, softer. I also teach my students the spiraling up concept in my masterclass, Ignite Your Essence. If you're looking at your progress at the 2D level, you might feel like you're drawing circles. But if you're looking at it from a 3D perspective, you see how sometimes, even when you feel like you're going back to where you are, you have actually spiraled up. Someone else once asked, can I lead, succeed, and still keep my heart open? Or do I have to choose between being soft and being strong? I want you to hear this very clearly. Your softness is your strength. Your sensitivity is your superpower. We were taught to lead with control, to build with our heads, to protect our image at all costs. But true leadership, the kind that creates lasting impact, always begins in the heart. Because people don't follow perfection, they follow presence, they follow truth, they follow those who can hold both vision and vulnerability without pretending to be invincible. If you don't believe that, ask yourself, what kind of leaders do you personally respect more? You don't have to trade your tenderness for influence. In fact, the more you lead with love, the more magnetic you become. Not because everyone will like you, some won't, but those who are ready for your authenticity will remember you and be inspired by you because you gave them permission to be whole too. Another question is, what if I don't know who I am without my pain? This is such an honest and brave question. When pain has been your companion for so long, letting it go can feel like losing part of yourself. Who would I be if I'm not healing anymore? Who will I be if I'm no longer the broken one, or the one with the sad story, or the one always carrying something heavy? Here's the truth: you are not your pain. You are the one who felt it, yes. You're the one who carried it, yes. But you are also the one who is capable of laying it down. Pain shapes you, but it does not define you. The heart framework is about reclaiming your essence beneath the story, because your essence is not fragile. It's radiant. It's already whole. Sometimes transformation is less about fixing and more about remembering. And what we want to do is to peel the layers that have been covering it. One last question I want to speak to you in this video is, how do I start? It all feels so big. And I want to answer this question gently. You start where you are, not where you wish you were, not where you think you should be by now. You start with one honest breath, one moment of awareness, one soft choice to respond differently. You don't unlock your heart in one dramatic burst. It's more like a sunrise, gradual, gentle. At first, you wonder if the light is really coming. And then one day, you look around and everything is bathed in gold. Unlocking your heart isn't a race, it's an unfolding. You might walk it in a month, or a year, or a lifetime. That's not failure, that's devotion. Every step you take toward healing, embodying, awakening, reconnecting, and transforming is a step toward coming home to yourself. If there's one thing I hope you take away from this series of videos, is that your heart was never the problem. The world told you to close it, to hide it, to toughen it. But deep down, you've always known your heart is your compass. It's the place where love begins, not as a transaction, but as your natural state. So, as we wrap up this playlist, I invite you to ask your own question. What would my life feel like if I led it from my heart? Not my fear, not my past, not my wounds, and from the part of me that's still alive, still open, still ready to grow. Maybe the answer won't come today. That's okay. Sit with it. Let it breathe. Your heart will speak when you're ready to listen. And when it does, you know. Unlocking your heart isn't about becoming someone new. It's about finally allowing yourself to be who you've always been. And I invite you to leave any questions in the comments as well. And let's support one another as a community. Before you go, I'm excited to share something special with you. My upcoming 30-day challenge. This series of videos is designed to help you build trust and compassion for yourself so you can start gently begin reopening your heart. Each day, I'll post a video inspired by my heart framework, along with a simple practice or exercise to help you integrate what you learn. At the end of each aspect of the framework, I will also share with you a workbook for reflection and additional practice. These workbooks were previously available only for my members, but I'm now giving them to you completely free. I'm super excited about this 30-day challenge, and I hope you would join me here on my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you keep up with the challenge. I can't wait to see you again tomorrow. Get ready for a loving ride.